so many different youth ministries, youth events, youth retreats, youth Sundays, youth explosions. The question comes into mind, what happens with the students after the event is over, after the music stops? How are we connecting these students in a real way to Jesus Christ? Or is our focus only on the event, only on getting them excited during the event? What happens after the music stops? Over the past 10 years of doing youth ministry, I've seen from doing youth ministry conferences to youth ministry trainings to youth ministry seminars, I've always wondered what happens after the event is over. What happens after we get the tens, the hundreds, the thousands of students in the building, in the arena, in the room, in the back of the church, and they get excited about God? How do we make sure that they're connecting with Jesus Christ in a real way? So this book is a short guide for ministry leaders that are new ministry leaders, but also experienced ministry leaders and senior pastors. How can we make sure that our youth ministry is developing students after the music stops? This book will answer questions like, how do I start an effective youth ministry? Or how do I redevelop a youth ministry? We've been doing some good things, but now I sense and you sense that God wants you to shift it and change it to a different direction. Or I'm a new youth ministry leader and I've been doing this for a while, but now I'm in a new place and I like what they have been doing, but I know that there's some things that I want to add to it. How do I add these things in? Or how do I recruit youth ministry leaders, knowing that youth ministry is a giant task and I know I can't do it all by myself? How do I develop? How do I train? How do I implement new leaders with new ministry programs? How do I get students plugged into small groups? How do I develop and manage a budget? How do I do all of these things that it takes in order to make a youth ministry effective? And after the music stops, you'll get these questions answered and more. This book is also filled with resources from gospel hip-hop artists to gospel DJs. Understand that everybody that says that they're a gospel hip-hop artist or a gospel DJ doesn't mean that they're good. And we have to understand that as youth ministry leaders, we have to hold the gate, we have to hold the door and make sure that what we present to our students is not only gospel, but that it's good. So there's gospel resources in there as that is concerned, but it's also resources about your process. Every youth ministry should have a process. How are you engaging students from the first time they hit the door until they make a decision for Christ, and then until they start to serve in your ministry? What does your youth new members class look like? You'll see a sample of mine inside this book. How are you training your youth new ministry leaders? You'll see a sample of how I train mine in this book. What does your youth small group look like? You'll see a sample of our small group ministry here at our church inside this book. There are resources to help you not just develop your ministry, but grow your ministry after the music stops. This book is available everywhere books are sold as ebooks. So you can get it on your iPad, you can get it on your Kindle, you can get it on your Nook. If you don't have an iPad, a Kindle, or a Nook, but you have a computer, you can download the free Kindle app onto your computer and you can still download the book there and get it. This book is only $4.99. You spend more than that on lunch. You spent more than that while you were watching this video, buying something online. You spend more than that, period. But what if $4.99 can kickstart the development and the growth of your youth ministry? That kickstarts you being effective, more effective in youth ministry than you currently are now. Understand that this book can be the catalyst to start and shift your youth ministry into the direction that you know God has called you to go to. So again, if you have an iPad, if you have a Kindle, if you have a Nook, or any other kind of e-reader, you can buy this book only for $4.99. Also, don't forget to follow or go to the website afterthemusicstops.net. On there, I put articles, I put trainings, I put other postings that will be helpful and prayerfully will be a blessing to you and your youth ministry. Don't forget that God wants us to be great youth ministers, but He wants us to develop our young people after the music stops.